Hi, I'm Michelle Kendrick. I'm a program coordinator at the eMINTS National Center, and I'm the project director for the grant that your school district is participating in. I've been with eMINTS for over 20 years, and before that time, I was a high school biology teacher here in my rural Missouri community. I understand that you have some questions about our eMINTS grant. I'm here to provide you some background about the eMINTS National Center, the eMINTS program, and the grant your district is participating in.
The eMINTS National Center is an outreach unit for the College of Education at the University of Missouri in Columbia. Outreach means we serve K-12 schools in Missouri and beyond. We are not professors at the university. In fact, most all of our staff are former K-12 teachers. The eMINTS National Center was founded in 1999 as a partnership between the University of Missouri and the Missouri Department of Education. The first schools to participate in the eMINTS program were in St. Louis. With a grant from the Missouri Department of Education, we expanded to Missouri districts in 3rd and 4th grade classrooms. We then adapted to include middle and high school classrooms. Today we have served schools in many states including Delaware, Utah, Alabama, Arkansas, Maine, Nevada, Illinois, Ohio, and even New South Wales, Australia. Programs and schools today are results-driven. This means districts and departments of education are looking for programs that improve student learning. eMINTS has been shown to be effective in helping teachers implement high-level, technology-supported instruction that raises student achievement. We are listed as a program showing significant results in the What Works Clearinghouse, a national database of educational programs created by the Institute of Education Sciences. eMINTS work in schools is based upon our instructional model. Following this model, we provide professional development to teachers designed to help them create high-quality lessons that engage students in active learning. Students work together to solve real-world problems that help them master learning objectives. This work of teachers and students is supported by modern technologies. eMINTS does not provide curriculum to schools. We are not a math curriculum. We don't tell teachers what to teach. Our staff also does not provide instruction to your students in your school's classrooms. What eMINTS does do is train staff from your school to be instructional coaches and trainers to work with your teachers. The job of these district coaches is to help your teachers be better teachers, to better teach what your district has determined students should know. Teachers learn strategies that help them to build a positive classroom atmosphere where students work well together, to use technologies in their classrooms so that students have the skills they need to live in our modern world, and to craft quality lessons that challenge students to problem solve, to use information, and to think at higher levels. The grant your school is participating in is sponsored by the Federal Department of Education under the Supporting Effective Educator Development Program. In order to qualify for this grant, eMINTS must be a program that has been shown to be effective in raising student achievement. Right now, 27 schools from Missouri and Kansas are participating in this program. We anticipate another 29 schools receiving training in future years. In this project, we are helping teachers integrate technology and engineering design into their classrooms. Last year, your teachers created lessons that asked your students to engineer, to design, and to solve problems. Your teachers created these lessons to meet your district's learning standards and follow your district's curriculum. Your district trainer helped your teachers make these lessons more engaging and more effective. In the past year, every 7th and 8th grade student, district trainer, and teacher received a Chromebook. 3D printers were also provided. In fact, you may have seen news stories last spring about these printers creating PPE for local hospitals. This year, science classrooms will receive probes and sensors for data collection, and social studies classrooms will receive GPS technologies and mapping software. 3D cameras and video software will also be included. As with most large federal grants, this grant requires an independent evaluation. This evaluation is an important component that benefits both the general public and the field of education. The purpose is to further study the impact of programs like eMINTS and their ability to be replicated successfully in schools across the country. The American Institute for Research, AIR, serves as the evaluator. AIR is a non-for-profit social science research organization. AIR has decades of experience helping schools and partners evaluate the benefits of their programs while protecting student confidentiality. It is important to note that no data has been collected from any student at your school at this time. Last spring, we planned to survey your students, but of course, that was not possible because of school closure due to COVID. Student surveys are now planned for the spring of 2021. Before a survey is administered, permission will be sought from students and parents, giving you the opportunity to opt out. Student surveys will ask students about the type of activities they do in class and their self-perceptions of their own learning. It turns out, asking students is one of the best ways to know if the teaching strategies being taught to teachers are being used in the classroom and are changing how students learn. This is how the data collection process will work. In the spring of 2021, AIR will request a roster of student names from the school. Prior to surveying students, AIR will send a notification to parents. The notification will explain the survey, and parents will have the opportunity to opt their students out of taking the survey. Each student will receive an individual link to an electronic survey that is administered by school officials. The collection of student names allows AIR to contact parents and ensure that students whose parents opted out are not surveyed. Student names will be removed from the data before analysis. AIR will also use de-identified student test scores and student background characteristics. Student data will not include student names, school IDs, social security numbers, or other personally identifiable information. Student data will be assigned a random identification number by the district. This allows scores across years to be connected in order to determine if student scores improved. This approach prevents the identification of individual students or their data. AIR will use the data to compare student survey responses and student achievement in groups of schools that did implement the eMINTS program and in schools that did not implement the eMINTS program. The data analysis will focus on difference between the groups of schools, not on individual students or classroom. The analysis will not produce or report data on individual students, teachers, or classrooms. All comparisons are made between the group of schools participating in eMINTS and the group of schools not participating in eMINTS. All research conducted by AIR is overseen by an independent review board. This board determined the research conducted in this project is compliant with guidelines for research involving students. The eMINTS National Center is proud of our ability to obtain grants that provide high-quality training and resources to schools like Camdenton. As always, our goal is to improve the learning that occurs in your child's classroom. We take issues around student privacy and student data very seriously, and we feel we have the correct protocols in place to ensure your child's safety. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you found this information helpful.